Alrighty guys, welcome to the official Kraken YouTube channel. We are on video tutorial number 9 of our KV5TT kit building series.
We're going to be building the battery box in this bag H. We're going to be here on page 24 and block 46.
Okay, welcome in to bag H. This is the beginning block 46. For tools here we have our 2.0 hex wrench. We're going to be dealing with some rather small parts today, so we've got that out.
So we're going to be installing the backing portion for the charging port of the battery cover. Go ahead and set that thing onto the little, just like that. Pointed upwards. Now you're going to put a washer in between and your button head screw to secure it in place.
And we don't need any thread lock on this one because it's just going to be straight into plastic, so we're good there.
Here we are in block 47. We got the battery cover. Here we got a dust shield, our pivot pin, and the battery tray clip. First thing here is we want to put your cover, just kind of push down in the little hole and it'll secure flat. There you go. Move around, there's a little portion down here that you can see in there. Now take your clip and line it up here and slide your pin through.
We're going to be sliding in from this side.
There you go, you got all the way through the other side. Make sure it pivots. All done. In block 48, we're going to be installing the on and off switch into the battery box. We're going to be putting on the antenna, and then also we have our own personal brand Kraken servo. This part is not included with your kit, but it is something that we're going to be installing for you to show you what it looks like. There are other brands out there that you can use in the same mounting locations. You're going to have to contact the manufacturer to check mounting options. All right, Nate, first things first, let's go ahead and take your battery box. We're going to be installing your on and off switch. So you're going to take your on and off switch, make sure on is pointed towards the top, and you're going to have to take out these Phillips head screws to mount it. Go ahead and use your small driver. Okay, so we have our on-off switch with the switch to the on position so that we recognize where the switch lines up into the battery box. It's also on and off on the battery box, so you make sure you get that correct. We're going to take our shield, place it on top of our on and off switch before we mount it into place. Take your switch and you're going to go from the inside Okay. Put the wires into the battery box for now. Okay, so next, Nate, we're going to install your grommet. You put the grommet into this portion of the battery box. You want the teeth. It opens up like this. You got the teeth here. That portion goes in first, and there's a channel in the battery box for it to sit. Slide it in just like that to the grooves. Okay, now next you want to put your antenna in. You're going to want, depending on the size of your receiver, which we don't have on right now, but you can trim to fit. This is kind of custom.
So for us, we're going to go ahead and cut it in half from the stock antenna size, and we're just going to slide it in here because we don't need a super long antenna for our setup right here.
Okay, so next we're going to be installing the servo. You're using our Kraken servo. We've got the optional 3x12 cap head screws with the washers. The way that you install this is you install, go ahead and install this gear portion facing towards the back. You can kind of take your cord and you slide it down into this portion here. And you set it into place like so. And then you take your hardware, put the washer on and the cap head screw and go ahead and tighten that down.
All right, so here I'm gonna hand tight the rest. We want the washer, the rubber washer here, to just barely collapse. We don't want it to be too tight because then we can end up ripping a washer, and that's not gonna be a good plan for us right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to hand tighten all of these. Once we have this part hand tightened, we're gonna go ahead and move on to block 49.
Here we are in block 49, where we're going to be installing the servo horn onto the servo. Now, the correct procedure to installing servo horn is you want to have your servo plugged in, your battery plugged in, power going to it, so that the servo is, it's right in the middle before you install the servo horn. But just for a demonstration, we're going to show you how to tighten it onto the servo. Nate, go ahead and grab the servo horn. There's teeth. Put that side down. Make sure that it's pointing towards the battery box. Okay, now you're going to want to tighten the top. So what you're doing is you're tightening from the top so that you can snug it all the way down, and then you'll tighten from the side so it locks it in place. There you'll probably want some blue thread lock, just a dab. Outside. Okay guys, we're all done with block 49. Here's the finish part. We got the on and off switch on, servo installed, horn on, and antenna cut to size.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to stick around for our next tutorial where we install bag I, which is putting this onto the chassis. And be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of our next video. See you later.